multi-surface and doing something at Munson that is not necessarily more needed, but needed to facilitate its current visitation. So one of those was for a restroom. So we have been looking into different options, some being as-built, some being prefab, trying to work within the budget that we had allocated by council. What we've come up with is a prefab, 2 restrooms, so it'd be a men's side, a women's side, 1 stall each. We are working with Public Works now to locate utilities to something more centrally located within the park. This is a vendor that is on buy board, so this is something that allows us to not have to go to a bid process. This is something we can turn over very quickly. This project is very similar to the one we were considering at Waterloo as far as the pavilion to a restroom idea. However, we want to focus our efforts right now on Munson. This one will require more financial aspects to it because their utilities are not pre-existing like they are at Waterloo. So we want to be able to make sure that we can kick out a facility that is fully ready to go within the budget that we have so that we don't have to go back to council. We will, if y'all provide action to move in this direction, have to take this back to city council for approval because the original project was allocated for multi-surface court, so we won't be requesting any additional funding. We're confident that we can secure everything within the funding that we have now from adding the utilities and things of that nature, as well as the facility. The facility itself, which you'll see a picture there, total with all-inclusive is about $146,000. That is not inclusive of any extra added amenities like a water station, which we can add to the front of the building. It also does not include getting utilities to the area. So there are some added costs, but we feel confident that we can make it within that budget. This dollar figure gives us the building itself fully constructed, engineered stamps, code-reviewed stamped plans. It has a fully underground plumbing kit that's already specifically designed for the building. All building inspections, freight, crane, installation by their installers. It's a split face CMU exterior. We can paint it to whatever color we decide is best for our location. It'll have a standing seam metal roof, an enclosed ceiling. It comes with an 8-inch thick concrete slab, stained and sealed. That's all provided in that cost. It'll come with all the fixtures, amenities, LED lighting. It'll have tankless water heater, all of the internal and external electrical and plumbing features required for full operation. It'll also be ADA compliant and building code compliant. So it is a full turnover process. They said it would take them about a week to make it done. So that is all. I'm open for questions, and we just ask that you consider approval for the change of the project from the multi-service to the restroom.
I don't have any questions. Do we have a motion to move forward with the change?
I'll motion, yeah.
Got a motion, got a second? Second. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. Motion passes. Okay, moving on to item C, receiver report or project update and hold discussion regarding Old Town Park name change in the Jones Park pickleball courts.
So the Old Town Park name change was presented to this council previously in December. With your support, we took it to council on January 6th and it was approved. So we've been working with the local community to make all the appropriate changes. The name change for the sign itself is fully complete. All of our websites have been adjusted. All of our verbiage and notification that we utilize has all been adjusted to reflect the change. We are just working on some nice weather so we can get some really good pictures of all of the local amenities and stuff. So that project is fully complete. As far as Jones Pickleball Court, this is one of those park improvement projects that had been previously funded. We've been working with the landscaping engineer to create the design. This is our design. The one on the right is what we put together. The one on the left is the engineering drawn. It's not the completed version. We should have the completed version later this week, at which point we will be working on our RFP to take it for a bidding process. And I'm open for any questions.
Where does that sit? At the park, I can't,
So at Jones, if you come from the main road, you have the playground and the diamond. The side that shares the playground portion, it sits right there.
so that doesn't affect the current basketball court?
It doesn't affect any of the local amenities that are there now. It actually is stationed in a way that we can continue to utilize the open space plan for that park. There is a pavilion or covered stage structure that you can kind of see on the lower end of the frame there. We've designed this in a way that kind of helps for the utilization of that. So right now it's just sits right in the middle of grass. So this kind of gives you a really good accessible way to get to that pavilion in coordination with the added amenities.
Anybody else got any questions? All right. Moving on to item D, receive a report and hold a discussion regarding the addition of a Katy Trail parking lot and trailhead.
So we have been working with our local grants coordinator as well as our staff to explore ideas of adding a designated trailhead for the Katy Trail. As of right now, there are things in the works where we can implement those along phase 1 and phase 2, but nothing has been implemented or funded just yet. So we are working with our grant coordinator and have submitted an application with Texas Parks and Wildlife through their non-motorized recreation trails grant program for a $300,000 grant. There is a match portion for the city that's been approved through council. It'll be a shared financial base as well as a labor base that our staff will take that on. And what it will provide is a 6,000 square foot parking lot. If you know where our maintenance facility is on Culpeper, so this will give you a good, the bottom right structure is the National Guard facility. The structure up there is the maintenance facility, and then you can kind of see where the parking lot will be in relation to the dog park and Katy Trail. So this will be a 6,000 square foot parking lot area, 9 parking spaces, one of which will be handicap accessible. There is a pavilion that is shown on there that will have to come in a phase 2 just because of the financial aspects of it. It does run through a flood channel, so we have coordinated with Public Works, and we will continue to coordinate with their surface water engineer as things develop if we're approved for it. It'll have an elevated walkway that runs through the portion of that property, and then it will have a staircase with a landing that accesses the trailhead not very far from where the dog park entrance is right there. So it gives dedicated parking where people are not parking off the road. It creates safety and convenience, things of that nature. This has not been approved just yet. We're just giving you some updates as to what we're working on. We hope around June we'll know more.
Questions? All right. Item E, receive a report and hold a discussion regarding the replacement of the story walk boards at THF Park.
So early September of last year, we had some vandalism to 13 of 16 of our story walk. We took to social media just so that people understood why we had to cancel some of our programs and to just kind of highlight that area to put some more eyes and awareness on the park at THF. Shortly thereafter, we placed that social media alert out. We received communication from Aaron Pridemore with Denison High School. He manages their ag mechanics, engineering and robotics electronics program. He, along with some representative from Ninteen's program, were very excited about getting in on helping to reconstruct the project. At that time, it was more of a collaborative nature on what that partnership looked like. But he was very excited to kind of take on the side of basically reconstructing those with his students. Denteens really helped in the financial aspect of that for material base and stuff like that. We had the opportunity to go out and visit with their students and see their work, and these are very sturdy, very heavy-duty bases, so we really hope that they will resist any vandalism that may occur in the future. They look really nice, and we're really excited to get them back out. That work should be completed at the end of February. We should install in March sometime. Our normal programs kick off in April, and so we have started coordination with the Denison Public Library to kick off April 25th, our first program for this year with those new kiosks. And I'm open for any questions. 13. Yes. Well, I mean, we found them through a weekend, so, but we're assuming all in one night.
Okay, move on to item F, receive a report and hold a discussion regarding park maintenance projects.
So one of the good afternoon, Commissioner. My name's Bud Neal, I'm the Park Services Supervisor. So one of the projects that we are currently working on, or that we have sent out to contract, is for the Waterloo Lake Trestle Bridge that joins the upper part of Waterloo Lake Park and the lower part, the backyard. It is long overdue, as you can see by some of the wood structure on the bridge itself, that the wood has started to rot. We've had to do plenty of replacements on just the planks itself and just kind of piecemealing it together so that it continues to stay safe as our patrons go back and forth between upper Waterloo and lower Waterloo. Moving forward, what we have planned out in the contract, and we have already got our contractor in place for it. We're just nailing down the contract guidelines of what needs to be done and what can be done and things along the lines of that nature. But ultimately, the contractor will completely strip the wood off of the bridge. They will sandblast the bridge itself, of course, making sure that we're following EPA guidelines, because there is a water source beneath the bridge that, as we sandblast, we'll have to make sure that they tarp it and everything to make sure that none of those chemicals or anything fall down into the water below. But once they're done sandblasting it, they will go back with the original color of the fireweed red on the bridge itself. And instead of us going back with the lumber for the rails and the planks, we will be going back with a composite Trex planks on the bridge itself, and then we'll be going with a 42-inch high black metal railing as opposed to the wood rails. This will not only allow for better upkeep in the future and the longevity of the bridge itself, but also in regards to being able to replace the wood or the Trex as it becomes worn out. It'll be few and far between, and it'll be easier for the maintenance crew because all of those pieces come in a pre-cut fabricated size, so it's not a matter of us having to go buy lumber, cut it, and then waste, a piece of that lumber. They come in those fabricated sizes, and we'll just be able to remove and replace as we need to. But hopefully, like I said, that will be few and far between, just because of the fact that with the Trex and the metal railing, the longevity of those new components will last a lot longer than what regular lumber would. Any questions over the renovation of the Trestle Bridge? No? All right. Thank y'all.
Moving on to item G, receive a report and hold discussion on Denison on Ice.
Good afternoon, Parks Commission. I'm Andrew Means, Recreation Manager. Just want to give a brief overview of the 24-25 Denison on Ice season. I'm sure you're aware that we moved to a new location this year at 111 West Main, which proved to be a tremendous move. Provided a lot more space for growth and also more parking. So just to recap, we opened up on November 16th to the public and concluded on January 5th. This year we had 0 weather closures. We were closed for 3 holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. And we had 11 high attendance days of 350 plus participants, which in comparison to last year was 6. So a big increase there. 32 private and school special parties this year, and that's in comparison to 19 last year, so a big increase in private events. The attendance, if you look at the yearly comparisons there on the right-hand side, this was a record-setting year once again in attendance with 11,605 skaters this season, which is up close to 1,000 skaters from last year. And then 14,396 total attendees, which is up 1,200 people from last season as well. Our daily attendance was 242 skaters, and we had 39 states and 2 countries represented in visitation this year. Some of the special days and events that we had throughout the season, we had adaptive and sensory-friendly skating. That was every Saturday from 12 to 1. We had a variety of different theme days and theme nights, from glow parties to our typical first responder, military appreciation days, education nights, etc. We partnered with the school district, the Stingerettes, to host a DISD Princess Night, which was well received and well attended as well. And then we also worked with approximately 4 different vendors this year to come on site. And some of those included a couple food trucks. Some of those were coffee vendors, etc. So it was kind of an experimental year to bring on some new vendors and work with them, provided we had a much larger space to work with. That pretty much recaps the numbers from this past season, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer those for you.
Just curious, if there was one thing that you would change, what would it have been?
Oh, that's a big question.
Moving forward, what do you see being different?
Absolutely. I would say obviously increasing the programs and then working with more vendors. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot more space this year, so there's a lot of opportunity to bring on more vendors in the future and work with them to really enhance the operations at the rink.
Just to add to what Andrew's saying, as far as the vendors go, we did a lot of electrical work out there this past year to get it up and running. So we have more means to bring in more vendors than what we have in the past with the amount of electrical work that we did do out there.
Good deal. All right. Thank you, Andrew.
You got it. Thank you all.
Okay, moving on to item H, receiver report and hold a discussion on THF park activities.
Good afternoon, Commission Chair and Parks and Recreation Commission. My name is Connor Sweet. I'm the Recreation Coordinator with our department, and I handle a lot of the activities kind of going on at THF in coordination with our leagues. I'm going to kind of give you an outlook on 2025 and maybe a few details from 2024 to help us know what to expect this upcoming year at THF. So this week, on the 14th and 15th of February, we are going to be hosting our Collegiate Winter Blast. We have 14 teams ready to play. That's 2 teams more than last year. We have 4 teams from Texas, 4 teams from Kansas, and 6 from Oklahoma. If you were interested, I can let you know all those teams. Moving into March, TSA will begin play. They had around 100 plus teams participate last spring. We're expecting similar or even more teams to participate this year. March 15th, we'll be holding our heavy hitters camp. I'll let Jordan expand on that when she comes up and presents on our upcoming events. Late March, DYS and the Boys and Girls Club will begin play. Last spring, the Boys and Girls Club had a total of 24 teams, with DYS having 36. We're expecting around similar numbers, if not more, for this upcoming spring season. Moving into April, we'll have our Easter egg hunt at THF Park. Again, I'll let Jordan expand on the details for that when she discusses Parks events. April 19th, Pilates in the Park will resume. That's a very popular program that we have at the park that promotes health and wellness opportunities. Megan Parrish helps us run that with Abilities Pilates and yoga. Moving into May, our sand volleyball league will hopefully begin. Last year it was a good success. We had 7 teams that played a total of 12 games each plus playoffs. We had a lot of good feedback from that league, and hopefully it will be up and running again this year. May 22nd, we'll have our ice cream social. Jordan, again, will expand on that when she discusses Parks events. Kickball League, that will begin in June. We're trying to get that program started up again. Last year, we didn't get enough participation, but hopefully this year we'll be able to get it going again. Moving into July, we'll have our Summer Sizzler Sand Volleyball Tournament. Last year and the previous year, it happened in August. The first year, we had good participation. Last year, we weren't able to have it again. Hopefully moving it into July, we'll have better participation and maybe cooler temps, even though there's not much difference between July and August, but it's worth a shot. August 8th, we'll have our THF Park Birthday Bash, highly attended event in collaboration with vendors and Grayson County and other city departments. September 6th, that'll be TSA's opening day for the fall season, and later that month we should expect fall baseball and fall softball to begin. Our outlook on tournaments this year, we're expecting 35 total tournaments. That's up from 2 last year when we had 33. The breakdown we have scheduled for this year is 16 softball tournaments, 18 baseball tournaments, and 1 soccer tournament that Texoma FC will actually be putting on at the park. It is a 3v3 soccer tournament, and we're very excited about that. And then if you have any questions or anything about upcoming activities at THF Park, I'm free to answer those. I have no actionable items. Yes, sir. Walk with a dog? Yeah. So that's in collaboration with TMC and Dr. Angela Latham. So each month, there'll be a new doctor out there, and they'll go over a health topic or answer any questions that anyone has, and you can walk at your own pace or run however you want. And that's usually the 3rd Saturday of every month with Dr. Latham.
Expect to see you out there. Anybody got anything else? All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on to item I, receive and report and hold a discussion on recreation special events.
Good afternoon, Commissioner and Parks and Recreation Commission. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to y'all about our upcoming special events. I am going to start with the Daddy-Daughter Dance that we are hosting at the Denison Senior Center on March 8th. This year we will be hosting 2 times as opposed to previous years. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback about the event, and so we want to encourage more participants to come this time. So we will have a 5 o'clock dance and a 7:30 dance. And then our theme for this year's event is Rhinestone Cowgirl. So we're really excited about that. Tickets are $10 per person. And at this point, our registration numbers have hit the halfway mark. So we're excited about the participation we're going to have. The next event will be on March 15th. That is the Heavy Hitters Softball Camp. So this will feature instruction from Jada Coleman and Kenzie Hansen. They're 2 former 4-time national champions at University of Oklahoma. So we're really excited about this. This is the first time that we're hosting a camp like this at the park. It'll be at THF, and we'll provide young athletes ages 6 to 18 with a unique opportunity to develop their softball skills. And then we will also have volunteers from the Texas Glory organization to assist with the camp. And registration for this event has also exceeded the 50% capacity, so we're excited about that. Next, we have our Mother and Son Party on March 29th. Once again, we're going to hold that at the backyard at Waterloo. It was a really successful event there last year, and so we just want to build off that success. So we will have laser tag, human foosball, and then human hamster ball races. And it's a lot of fun. And then we also do minute to win it challenges for the mothers and sons. We invite mother-like figures to accompany their sons, and it's a lot of fun, and we're really excited to host that. And then April 17th, we'll have the Easter egg hunt at THF Park. Once again, we will have 25,000 eggs for the kiddos to hunt across the soccer fields at the park. And then additional event components will include a petting zoo, pony rides, inflatables, and photo opportunities with the Easter Bunny. And we're bringing the real Easter Bunny for this event, so it's exciting. May 3rd, we will have our second Paddlepalooza event at Waterloo Lake, and this is a free kayaking experience for the community. So we focus on water safety education and providing a hands-on experience for beginners who would like to learn how to kayak. At this time, we're looking at ways to increase our kayak availability so that we can accommodate more participants. So last year, we had 75, and it was a very successful event, but we did not have enough kayaks or staff for the event. So with us planning to grow, we're going to allow more opportunities to have more participants. On May 22nd, we will host the Ice Cream Social at THF Park. So that is our event to celebrate the end of the school year, provides families with an opportunity to gather and enjoy free ice cream. And it's a lot of fun, and we hope to see you there. And at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Jordan, did you put together the graphics for the packet?
For the
The
events,
good stuff?
yes, I did.
Really good. It's really good stuff.
Thank you.
Questions, anybody? All right,
All right, thank you.
all right. That's everything on our agenda, so thank y'all for coming. Meeting adjourned.